presented her 7th consecutive budget in the House. And also I would like to congratulate Sri Nadda ji, who has very ingenuously made the allocations for the various departments in his own ministry, keeping in mind the challenges that the country is facing today pertaining to the health sector. Sir, even as India is making great strides in terms of GDP, where the world GDP is about 3% and the GDP of India is estimated to be anywhere between 7.2 to 8%. India is in a state of economical and demographical transition today. And keeping this in mind, I think when it comes to the health sector, there is a lot more space for us to actually maneuver and to move around. Sir, to achieve the set targets in our country when it comes to health, I think the infrastructure in our country also needs to ramp itself up. And the health infrastructure has been stretched and it needs to be strengthened further. Having said that, sir, against this background, the very thought to establish wellness centers, because if we have to take into consideration the health concerns of the country at the tertiary level, I think our roots will also have to be very strong. And going by what is said earlier by our ancestors, that prevention is better than cure, the setting up of wellness centers at the ground level, I think, is a very welcome measure, wherein the primary health screening is done, and then probably, if so required, they would be sent to for tertiary care to district and other higher hospitals. Sir, even as I appreciate and welcome the setting up of the wellness centers, which are the Arogya Kendras at the grassroots level, I think we would also have to introspect on the condition and situation of our CHCs and PHCs. So today they are literally starved of infrastructure at the CHCs and PHCs, where we do not have the required number of doctors in place or paramedics in place. And I'm sure all of us have been seeing time and again in media where even power or electricity has been cut to these CHCs and PHCs, and in the light of the torches, there have been surgeries that have been done too. So I think we need to kind of work with the state governments as well to ensure that the infrastructure at the CHCs and PHCs are strengthened. I have been listening with rapt attention to my colleagues on the other side of the benches who have repetitively been speaking about the 2.5% of the GDP that needs to be allocated for health, and the central government not doing enough when it comes to allocation. So may I remind them that the 2.5% of the GDP that needs to be allocated for health is not necessarily the central government alone, but the states would also have to be proactive and forthcoming to put in their allocations, and we see largely that the states are not so forthcoming when it comes to their priorities when it comes to the health, sir. And sir, I have also been listening to my friends on the other side when they're repetitively talking about out-of-pocket expenditure, which is large in our country. But we also have to appreciate, sir, the work done by the interventions done by the central government by setting up not only the wellness centers which help in screening of the patients, but also in setting up the Jan Aushadhi Kendras, because largely the patients have to spend large amounts of money, and the burden on the people of India is largely when it comes to medicines. So the Jan Aushadhi Kendras